Okay, I think 1.7 is all about decimals, I'm assuming. I don't know what we've got in the third part. So there's a C in this one as well, but we're just multiplying and dividing them. And again, true confession, I don't ever really do this in algebra class. I have no problem with you having a calculator, and so when I do decimals, I just do them all on a calculator. But we'll refresh you here on some of these rules if you need a refresher, if you wanted to do this by hand. So if I'm multiplying decimals, do you remember I do this? I set up my two numbers here, and I'm just going to multiply just like I always did. 9 times 5, do your carries. We go all the way through. So I go through with the 9. Now I go through with the 3. Okay, now it's all done there. I'm just going to add down. So I've just added down. Now the final step is, how many decimal places did you have? I had 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. So I'm going to start at the end of this number and I'm going to go over 1, 2, 3, 4 decimal places. And so now it was a negative when I started, so this should be a negative. So I'll show you again here. So we're just going to leave the negative off till the end. We know that that's going to have to be part of the solution. Okay, so I'm going to go through and I'm going to multiply here. 7 times 5. Okay, 0 times 5, 0 times 4. So remember, every time you go to the next number, you're stepping over 1. So I started my 0 here. I started the 1 at the next spot over. Do you remember this? 6 times 5 is 30. Carry the 3. 6 times 4, 24, 27. So just remember that stair step to keep starting one step over. I'm just going to add down. Okay, now we've added all the way down, and now my numbers. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 decimals. So I'm going to start here and go 1, 2, 3, 4 decimals. Oh, sorry, you know what? It started as a negative, so we need our negative. Okay, same thing here. So I'm going to multiply these. I'm going to put a negative on the end, but 2 times 9. Just don't forget your carries. So the carry here just came down because it was 2 times 0. So starting the next step over, I'm working through on the 1, but I started a step over. Hold on, sorry, 56. Okay, so I just worked my way through there, stepping over 1 each time. Don't forget the carries. Now we're just adding down. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 6, 7, 8. Okay, so I got a big long number, but I got to restore the decimal places. So I had 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So 87.6148. Okay, so we're just going to remember doing some, if you multiply by 10, do you remember it just moves the decimal place by how many zeros you have? So if I multiply by 10, I'm just swinging it over 1 to make it a bigger number. By 100, I'm swinging it over 2 to make it bigger. By 1,000, I'm going 3. Now when I get past the second one, there's no more zeros, so I'm going to add 1. And I get that. Okay, 2.58 by 10 is going to just move it 1. I'm going to get 25.8. By 100, I'm going to move it over 2 zeros, 258. 1,000, I'm going 1, 2, 3. Now there wasn't enough zeros or decimal, or wasn't enough places, so I added an extra 0. Okay, again, another one that's going to make 142, moving over 1 for the 10, moving over 2 for the 100, and we got to add some zeros. So 1, 2, and then 1,000. We're moving 1, 2, 3 spots over, got to add a couple zeros. Okay, now division of decimals is complicated, so we can't work with the decimals. We're going to do the old school house idea. Again, true confession, I would just bust out my calculator on this. I don't need to do this longhand. But a quick refresher. So we're going to divide two negative numbers. So first of all, we're going to have a positive answer. So we're going to leave the negatives out, but it would have been positive anyway. So we're going to set this up like 25.65 divided by 0.06, just like we would. We're putting that in the house. This is on the outside. Now we don't want to deal with this with 0.06. So what we're going to do is we're going to adjust it by multiplying it. So we're going to move the decimal over two places so it doesn't have a decimal. But if I'm going to adjust this one, I need to adjust this one as well. And if I do the same to both, the answer will be identical. It will not change anything as long as I adjust both decimal places. So I'm swinging this over 2, swinging this over 2. Now we start walking our way through this. I can't get 6 into 2. I'm getting 6 into 25. You remember how this works? Can go 4 times. My remainder, bring 1 down. Bring down a 6. So I'm going 6 into 16. Happens twice. 2 times 6 is 12. Do you remember all this? So we're going all the way down until we get down. We have nothing left. Now this, even though we adjusted the decimal places, it's the same answer. As long as we adjusted both of them, it won't mess anything up. Now I've got two negatives, so they'll cancel each other out. So I'm going to do 0.04 into 23.492. Now I'm going to move this over 2 spots, so I've got to do this 2 spots as well. So I'm going to do 4 into 23.49.2. I've adjusted that decimal place. Okay, 4 doesn't go into 2, but it can go into 23 5 times. 5 times 4 is 20. Got a remainder of 3. Bring down the next number. Okay, we're doing 4 into 34 8 times. 8 times 4 is 32. Check your remainder. Bring down the next number. What do we got? 7 times 4 is 28. Bring down your remainder. Got one more number. 4 into 12 goes 3 times. 3 times 4 is 12. There's nothing left over. Okay, let's bring up our decimal. And we got it. 587.3. Okay, again, two negatives, so these are going to drop out. So I'm going to start with this problem. And so I'm going to have a positive answer. Now I'm going to move this over 2 spots, so I got to move this over 2. So the comparable problem is this. I've just moved them both 2 decimal places. Okay, 12 can't go into 4, of course. 12 can go into 41 3 times. So my 3 times 12 is 36. Bring down 4. I got 51. Okay, 4 times 12 is 48. Are they? I don't know. I didn't expect them to do this. So got a remainder there. It brings down 3. Now, we aren't done yet, so we're not going to leave remainders, I don't think. What you would do is you would keep adding zeros to see if you can play the game further. I don't know. Yeah, this will work out. So 2 times 12 is 24. Bring down a 6. Now we're still not done, so we're going to add an extra 0. Bring him down. Now 12 does go into 60 5 times. So 5 times 12 is 60. We don't have anything left. So the moral of this one was, if you run out of numbers, you can just add zeros as decimal places. So my final answer is 34.25. All right, they've got somewhere we're doing this as money. I'm not really sure why. I don't know if they're preparing us for word problems or something. I don't know. So we were just dividing by whole numbers here, so I don't have to adjust the decimals. It's just going to be the same thing. I guess their point here is that you get this as an answer. And now, because it's money, we don't ever go to the thousandths place. We go to the hundredths, so we would round that guy up. So look here, behind him is a 6, so I'd round up. Okay, so I'm doing 36 into 6.99. Yeah, this is a strange one. Okay, so 36 can go into, I'm going to treat it like it's 69. I can get in there one time. So what do I have left? Okay, so trying to get 36 into 339, I'm going to wind up using my calculator anyway, so I might as well have just done the whole problem that way. But so it looks like 9 is my magic number. This gets me 324. Okay, so 9 times 36, 324. So this gets me 15. Now you can add a 0 and bring him down. Yeah, this would take forever to do in your head, so I'm using the calculator, and I could have just done the whole thing that way. So we're doing 4 times 36. It's 144. I don't know if we're going to get this to end. Oh, but it's money. I see what we're doing. Okay, so we add a 0. Okay, 36 goes into 60 just one time. So, okay, the point here is that I could go on, but this is money. Oh, you know what? I missed it. Okay, so I brought my decimal place up. So I didn't actually do that last turn. So because it's money, we're looking at the hundredths place. Behind him is a 4, so we're now rounding up. So we're going to say it's approximately 19 cents. Okay, I think this, yeah, last one here. So we're going 12 into 499. Okay, 12 obviously can't go into 4, but you're now going into 49. 4 times. To bring him down. Got a 1. The 9's going to join him. Goes in once. Now I just need one extra 0. So that gets me 60. 1 left over. So I'm going to bring my decimal place up, but because it was money, I'm going to look at the hundredths place, look behind him, it's a 5. So we're going up to 42 cents. It's a little approximate thrown on there. Okay, again, not a skill that I use in algebra, really, but it's a good refresher, good everyday life problem in case you didn't have a calculator.